Imagine a world where over 1.1 million children were systematically murdered. This was the reality of the Holocaust. The Holocaust began in January 1933 when Hitler came to power and ended on May 8, 1945 with VE Day. Over 11 million people were murdered during the Holocaust, including 6 million Jews. Young children were particularly targeted by the Nazis. They posed a unique threat because they could grow up to parent a new generation of Jews. Many children suffocated in the crowded cattle cars on the way to the camps. Those who survived were immediately taken to the gas chambers. The most intensive Holocaust killing took place in September 1941 at the Babi Yar ravine, where more than 33,000 Jews were killed in just 2 days. In 1946, two partners in a leading pest control company were tried and hanged for providing Zyklon B to concentration camps. Prisoners, mainly Jews, called Sonderkommando, were forced to bury corpses or burn them in ovens. Most Sonderkommandos were regularly gassed. The final solution was constructed during the Wannsee Conference in January 1942, where high-ranking Nazis planned the extermination of Jews. Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass, occurred on November 9, 1938, when Nazis attacked Jewish communities, destroying synagogues and businesses. In the Warsaw Ghetto, the largest ghetto, about 1% of the population died each month due to planned, indirect annihilation by the Nazis. An estimated 1/3 of all Jewish people alive at that time were murdered in the Holocaust. Rudolf Hess described how Jews were tricked into entering gas chambers, believing they were going to be washed and disinfected. Over 1 million people were murdered at the Auschwitz complex, more than at any other place. The word Holocaust is from the Greek holo, meaning whole, and kaustos, meaning burnt. It refers to the complete destruction of the Jews. Approximately 220,000, 500,000 Romanis, gypsies, were killed during the Holocaust. Of the 9 million Jews who lived in Europe before the Holocaust, an estimated 2/3 were murdered. The majority of people who were deported to labor and death camps were transported in cattle wagons without water, food, or ventilation. Dr. Joseph Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, conducted horrific experiments on children, often maiming or killing them. Hitler introduced the Nuremberg Laws in 1935, making it illegal for Germans to marry or have sex with Jews and depriving Jews of their civil rights. On November 11, 1938, Germany enacted the Regulations Against Jews' Possession of Weapons, making it illegal for Jews to carry firearms. Gas in the chambers entered the lower layers of air first, forcing victims to trample one another in an attempt to breathe. It took between 15 minutes to kill everyone in the gas chamber using Zyklon B, a toxic gas. Hitler built a network of over 1,000 concentration camps, using propaganda and brutality to dehumanize and terrorize people. Approximately 100,000 Jews died during death marches as they were forced to move from one camp to another. The first concentration camp was Dachau, initially used for political opponents of Hitler. The soldiers who patrolled and operated concentration camps were known as Totenkopfverbände, or Death's Head detachments. Soviet soldiers were the first to liberate the death camps, starting with Majdanek on July 23, 1944. Thousands of concentration camp prisoners died within their first week of freedom from malnutrition and disease. During the Holocaust, Nazi Germany became a genocide state, with every arm of the government playing a role in the annihilation of the Jews. More than 870,000 Jews were killed at Treblinka with a staff of just 150 people. To forget a Holocaust is to kill twice. Elie Wiesel, remember and never let it happen again.